Here we are in the car. Here we are in the car. I have a bunch of stuff I want to talk about today, which means that we'll probably veer off topic or something, and I'll forget to talk about some of the things I was meaning to talk about. I was considering taking notes to read, but I decided against that. But there's a few things before I delve into the subject matter for the day that I want to mention. First of all, my book, The Law of Attraction Simplified, which recently, as I've been talking about, is now in audiobook form. It is on Kindle for free today. It's free on Kindle today, and it will be tomorrow as well. And I think probably for a couple of days after that as well. But The Law of Attraction Simplified, if you want it on Kindle, if you don't have a Kindle edition and you'd like a free copy, you should be able to download it on Amazon Kindle today. I will put the link in the description for that if you want to download that book. It's a very good book if you're into this channel. I mean, it really simplifies a lot of these concepts for you, I think, in a pretty unique way compared to what we usually hear when it comes to these manifesting ideas. Along similar lines, I'm going to have a free group coaching session. I'm offering a free group coaching session next Tuesday, April 11th. Next Tuesday, April 11th, free group coaching session at 4 p.m. Eastern. 4 p.m. Eastern, April 11th. Probably be for about an hour or so. I'm expecting, several people to attend, maybe many more than several people to attend, and you're welcome to attend. This is an opportunity to ask me a question on Zoom and get an answer, and to, be in this, safe, intimate, open coaching atmosphere when we really get to explore these ideas together as a group and as individuals in a really, nice space, which is why group coaching is great. I'm glad that it's something that I'm occasionally offering now because it's really nice. So if you've never experienced that before with me, I hope you can join. You can email me at info@radicalcounselor.com if you want information on the Zoom link for that. Or you can sign up for my mailing list, and I'll send that to people who are on my mailing list. But if you want to join for group coaching, to make sure that you have the right information, just email me at info@radicalcounselor.com. All right, so those are the orders of business that I want to get out of the way before I totally veered off topic. Now let's go off topic, shall we? Going off topic is hugely important. Hugely important when it comes to changing how we feel, changing our lives from the inside out, as people like to say, and thinking out of the box. One of the things that I talk about in the Law of Attraction Simplified is when you feel stuck, which we all do sometimes, right? We feel stuck, we feel stagnated, we feel unable to change things in the way we want, we feel unable to reach our goals as quickly as we would like. One of the best things we can do when that happens is move, change things directly by doing something different, moving either our bodies physically or just doing drastically different things than we normally do. And this is when some LOA techniques can be really effective to stir things up. Like we were talking about the 7-day mental diet the other day. That's a great example of moving. When you do a 7-day mental diet, you are shifting something. You are moving your normal reactivity and thought patterns to something else. That's a great example of moving. When you feel into your feelings instead of being scared of them, really feel them fully, don't resist them, but feel them. That's a great way to move. Jumping up and down like a monkey is a great way to move. There's 100 different ways to move, singing out loud, talking out loud, active affirming, all these things, different ways of doing things. And what we find when we're trying to utilize these principles in our life, these manifesting principles, and getting them to work better for us, when we're trying to get them to work better for us and we feel stagnated, a lot of times because we got to move, we got to think out of the box. And the Neville Goddess is back posting videos. Maggie's back making YouTube videos. And she made a great video the other day about this that just reminded me once again of how important it is to move and think out of the box. I'll link to it above Maggie's video. It's about a fly against the window. And, you know, what she was talking about in that video really resonated with me. Because she's just saying that, you know, what worked for you in the past is not necessarily what's going to work for you in the future. And you just got to be open to other stuff coming your way that you need that will work for you if you're open to it. Think out of the box, move. One reason that this channel exists and that I talk the way I do on this channel in my car is because I don't want you to feel stuck with the dogmatism that surrounds a lot of these law of attraction, law of assumption ideas on YouTube. You know, people say, do things this way, or we just hear it done a certain way over and over and over again. It's regurgitated information. It doesn't feel original. It doesn't feel unique. And it like limits you, because the creativity you need to best utilize these ideas is often when you're moving and feel alive, and you don't even really give a shit what exactly happens next because you feel alive right now, you know? Genevieve Rackham, who's basically like a money mindset coach that I really like and have taken several courses with, she always talks about how, like, you know, when you really get into like that energetic state where like you're like, things are changing and I feel good, you know, she's like, you don't even care about, like, if you're trying to make like more money, for instance, she's like, you don't even really care if more money comes because you got what you were looking for when you get into that energetic state. That's what you're really looking for. And again, it's like right now, right now, right now. Do I feel good right now? You know, how can I move to feel good? So we're going off topic and we're staying on topic. This is one of my specialties. So that being said, this is all a lead up to a question that I was asked by, someone who I've worked with before one-on-one, someone who's very familiar with my approach into this approach of being open with these manifesting principles. And she was saying, you know, her question is, I wanted to just make a car video about it because it's super relevant to everything we always talk about and to a lot of your own situations. Her situation is, you know, like she's in the school system, she's a teacher, and she's burnt out. She doesn't want to be, you know, she likes teaching in theory, right? But like, she doesn't want to be in the school system, in the teaching setting that she's in any longer. It's burning her out. She doesn't feel like it's good for her long-term and short-term health. And, you know, she has responsibilities. She's not doing this in a vacuum. She wants to manifest her way out of it or utilize these principles in an effective way to get out of this situation to a better situation, right? But she, you know, she's got a family she's got to support. You know, she's got life situations that she's got to deal with at the same time. So, you know, her question that she asked me the other day was like, you know, how can I do this? Like when I feel stagnant, you know? And like, she's wondering basically, how do I move through this when basically I'm experiencing a ton of resistance, a ton of things telling me that things are not changing. I'm not getting what I want. It's hard to get out of here. I've got, you know, mouths to feed. It's not just about me. It's about my, you know, my family, and I have a lot of responsibility. How the hell do I get out of this situation I don't want to be in? When I'm reminded every day when I go to work, I'm in this situation. And, you know, this person is familiar with my stuff, so she already understands, you know, what I'm going to say and what I've been talking about in this video in terms of moving. But in situations like this, which many of us find ourselves in, you know, this is when we really get to apply these principles. You know, this is what it's all about a lot of the time, is when you feel like shit, you feel like things are not changing, what can you do to take radical action, especially when you don't feel great? You know, I mean, it's like, you know, Genevieve, she was saying, you know, you feel so expectant, you don't care. That's wonderful. When you get to that state, that place where like you feel so good, you don't even care what's going to come to you because you feel so good. And very often what you do want then comes to you because of that. That's wonderful. But a lot of the time, when we're in difficult situations, it's not like that. It's the opposite of that. We feel stagnant. We feel like nothing is working. And we're trying to apply these principles. We're trying to, stay high vibe, right? We're trying to stay, at a level where we feel good, and we're finding it very difficult. That's when we really have to be more willing to do whatever the fuck we can to move through these feelings and work with these feelings and this resistance that we feel. One reason that I've been talking so much about active affirming, talking about like the Sammy Ingram idea and, the Coué idea of just repeating something over and over again, is because that's a really good method and technique when you do not feel like anything is changing and you do not believe really that anything can change. If you just keep on affirming something to yourself over and over and over and over and over again, day after day, day after day, day after day, that eventually creates a shift. I'll link above to a video I did earlier this year, I don't know, somewhat recently. I mentioned Coué and Sammy Ingram in this video, but also I mentioned Victor Bach. Victor Bach has a book, I always forget the title, it's a very long title, like How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever. Fantastic book. I recommend that book to people who have situations like this woman's going through where you feel stuck. But in that book, and I quote this in the video, he just says affirmations, they work when you don't believe. Affirmations are a good way to move through shit. Because when you don't believe, when you're not in that high vibe state, when you don't feel expectant that things are going to change, you can still be affirming things are going to change. You can still be affirming whatever the heck you want, saying the situation is going to improve. I'm going to get out of this situation. Things are about to change for the better. 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 You really, when you feel stuck like this is a great opportunity to move through it and take drastic action. Drastic action can simply be actively affirming a lot. Like actively affirming a lot. I'm not talking about affirming for a couple minutes a day or even 10 minutes a day or 20 minutes a day. When you feel like crap and you feel stuck, why not actively affirm throughout the day? A lot. Say a statement, choose one or two statements, probably make them short, have them resonate with you. They have to resonate with you, right? That's the best thing, is if they resonate with you when you say them to yourself. Say them out loud or say them silently and just keep on saying it. Hammer it in. We can only think one thought at a time. So if you start hammering in this positive thought, hammering it in each day, that's a way to move. That's going to make you move. Move through what is bothering you, the current external situation that you want to shift. That's going to help you. That's a way to move. Alongside with that, to answer, this person's question, and in general, because I'm trying to answer this generally speaking, so, it's relatable to a lot of people watching this video, I would definitely advocate a success indicator. This person already knows that, but as a success indicator, daily watching your behavior and noting it in some way, as we've gone over, I'll put the playlist above. That will help. If you feel like crap and you want to move through it and you don't believe that you can move through it, a success indicator, observing your daily behavior and honestly assessing it, is going to help. So I would utilize that. And I would also strongly consider utilizing feeling into the tough feelings, as we always talk about. Instead of shying away from these difficult feelings, the quote unquote resistance, feeling into it. But all of these ideas and recommendations are just recommendations. The bigger point is be open. Think out of the box. Understand that you will be guided. If you want change and you say, I am going to change, you will be guided in some way that might be very weird, very odd, and not what you expect, that helps show you the way. But if you want external change, like if you want to leave your teaching position and have a more fulfilling, fruitful, high-paying, good job that makes you feel good, you focus on that, and you continue to focus on that, and you continue to focus on that. And even if you don't believe it can happen, you continue to focus on it, and you keep on focusing on it until the shift is sufficient to make you feel good. That's one way to look at this. But that means do whatever the heck you want and can do to do it. Open-ended flexibility, hugely important. Hugely underrated in these dogmatic law of assumption LOA circles that we see on YouTube. This is the opposite of that. Do whatever you want. Simply work on moving through difficult feelings. Understand when you don't feel good, it will pass. Understand that you don't have to believe something will work to still have it work if you just keep going. And do your best to appreciate who you are right now and recognize that you really are enough always. All right, I hope that was helpful. Any questions, radicalcounselor.com. Until next time.